So you guys remember when Drake and Kendrick Lamar had their rap battle, right? And the people basically declared Kendrick the winner. You'd think that would have been the end of it, but no, because obviously nobody likes losing. And Drake? Well, he really didn't take it well. Here's the thing with Drake, he just couldn't wrap his head around the fact that people were choosing Kendrick over him. Like in his mind, it's just not possible. He genuinely doesn't believe it's possible for anyone to love Kendrick more than him. And honestly, let's be real, the public hasn't been very kind to Drake lately. I think Drake's been struggling with the fact that he's no longer the sweetheart of rap. He's not at the top anymore when it comes to rap music. And we all saw how Not Like Us, Kendrick's track, pretty much wrecked him. I mean, that song hit #1, and for a moment, it really looked like it might have ended Drake's career. Sure, he could be working on something new, but for now, the backlash hasn't been pretty. People have been clowning him, from his hair to his fashion choices, the way he walks, talks, even how he looks. Some folks have been downright mean to the guy. But the point is, Drake has been struggling with Kendrick overtaking him. Kendrick dropped an album recently that went straight to the top of the charts. Meanwhile, Drake came out with this wild claim about his record company. Now here's where it gets interesting. Drake accused UMG, his record label, which by the way is the same label Kendrick's on, and Spotify of teaming up to suppress his music. Yep, you heard that right. He claimed they used bots to inflate Kendrick's sales while suppressing his own. Drake doesn't believe people are actually buying Kendrick's music. In his mind, Kendrick's music can't be that good. He thinks it's all a setup, bots, manipulation, the works. To him, there's just no way anyone would willingly choose Kendrick over him. Not in this world, not in this lifetime. But here's where things took a turn. Drake's accusations actually brought up a bigger conversation about bots in the music industry. Turns out, bots are a real thing when it comes to music sales. And get this, Joe Budden even chimed in, saying he believed Drake's claims. But here's the kicker. Joe also said Drake knows about bots because, well, Drake has used them too. Yeah, apparently what Drake is accusing Kendrick, Spotify, and UMG of doing is the exact thing Drake's been doing himself. He knows the dirty business of how music gets to #1 because he's been part of it. So this whole situation had me wondering, when these artists hit #1, what are the real numbers behind the sales? Like when they say Drake, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, or Sabrina Carpenter are #1, are bots involved? It's kind of a psychological game, right? They artificially push an artist to #1, and then we, the audience, start checking out their music because we think, oh, they must be really good. It's like marketing on steroids. Anyway, Spotify eventually responded to Drake's claims, and here's what went down. According to the Neighborhood Talk, Spotify denied everything. They said there's no evidence of bots being used to inflate Kendrick's streams or suppress Drake's. In a court filing, Spotify called Drake's accusations false and his legal actions improper. They basically said he was trying to bypass normal court procedures and that his claims were purely speculative. Spotify even emphasized their efforts to combat fraudulent streams, with their VP of music stating they invest heavily in detecting and removing bots to protect honest artists. Now, personally, I don't think there was any need for bots in this rap battle. People were paying attention, and they were invested. The truth is, this whole thing just unmasked Drake as more of a pop rapper than a traditional one. And there's nothing wrong with that. Music evolves. Honestly, I prefer pop rap over hardcore rap, so I still enjoy Drake's music. But let's face it, this loss to Kendrick has been a bitter pill for Drake. So much so that he's exposing the industry's dirty secrets about using bots to influence the public. And here's the thing, music sales are way down. It's a dying industry in terms of making big money from album sales. Music will always be around because it helps us process emotions, but those days of making hundreds of millions from music sales, they're gone. If artists don't adapt to the changing times, they'll get left behind. And that applies to all of us. Technology is changing everything, and if you don't keep up, you'll be out of the game. I've had to adapt too. I'm using technology to do what I've always done, just in a new way. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.